Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Start and Succeed with me, Kelly Brammer. In this podcast, we dive into tips, insights and strategies to help you step into your power with purpose and with intent so that you could create a life that you are truly, truly passionate about. Now, as I've said, I'm your host, I'm Kelly Brammer. And today I'm going to be talking about something that's often overlooked in the hustle and grind culture that we live in. And that is finding the sweet spot between business growth and personal well-being. If you're like most entrepreneurs and leaders, you probably felt the pressure to always keep pushing, to keep growing, and to keep achieving at any cost. But let me tell you, sustainable success isn't just about how hard you can go. It's about how smartly you can balance growth with the care that you give yourself. Now, I'll be completely honest and transparent here. This is something that I have struggled with and still to this day struggle with occasionally. So this is really important, not just by taking stock of it now, but throughout your whole journey, because life is getting more complicated. There are so many more things to worry about in today's world than there was 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago for that matter. So getting that balance can really do wonders for you, not just for your business or your career, but you personally. And that is what matters. So here's the thing. We live in a world that celebrates constant hustle. You see it everywhere, right? Well, the hustle harder mindset can, for some, feel like a badge of honor. But the truth is, if you don't find that much needed time to rest and to recharge, burnout is going to catch up with you, and it's going to catch up with you fast. So it's really important that you remember to put boundaries in place. Boundaries are your best friend. Setting those clear limits that enables you to switch off, enables you to focus on you, enables you to focus on the important things in life. By setting those limits on work time, it allows you to preserve energy for your personal life, for your relationships, for your mental health. Now, I know it's tempting to keep saying yes to every single opportunity, but when you do that, you're essentially saying no to yourself. And let's face it, how are you going to lead a successful business or grow your career if you're constantly running on empty? You won't. You may do for a short time. You may do for a little bit longer, but it will catch up to you. So let's think about some of the things that can really help you. We've just briefly spoken about boundaries, but now let's talk about time management techniques. So how do you make the most of the time that you have without running yourself into the ground? Well, you've probably heard of the phrase, work smarter, not harder, yeah? But it is more than just a catchy saying, what everybody says. It's a game changer when it comes to managing your energy and your time. Now, a good way of doing this is time blocking. I love time blocking because it dedicates your time to a specific activity so that you can clearly focus. You're not trying to do 10 things at once. You're focused on one thing for a set period of time. So this is where you dedicate specific chunks of your day to focus on particular tasks. So whether that's creative brainstorming, working on your business, attending meetings, blocking out times helps keep you organized, and it ensures that you're not stretching yourself too thin throughout the day. And remember to schedule in breaks for you, because it's so easy to, again, forget about ourselves, to think that there's so much more that we have to do, but that list will keep growing. Even if you take 10 minutes out of the day, 30 minutes out of the day, the work will still be there. And even if you didn't take that time, the work will still be there. So give yourself a break. Give your mind a bit of a breather, even if it's just a short walk for 5 minutes, or just listening to some music that you enjoy where you're not thinking about anything else. Now, another technique here is the 80-20 rule. So this is also known as the Pareto principle. So essentially, 80% of the results that you get are from 20% of your efforts. Now, I'll say that again because it might seem strange to some people that haven't heard it before. Now, the 20% of what you do each and every day will give you the most reward. So 20% will give you 80% of the results that you need to achieve. These are going to be the things that you focus on that are highly impactful, the ones that really move that needle for you. Now, you don't need to do everything. As I say, that to-do list will keep growing. It's about doing the right things and spending your time on strategic activities that are actually going to help push you forward rather than just being busy. Now, let's not forget one major thing. That is your personal well-being. So as a leader, you get to set the tone for how you and your team and your business operates. Now, if you don't run a business, but you work in employment, the same goes. You set that tone for your team, for those people around you. So if you're stressed, if you're exhausted, if you're overwhelmed, guess what? That energy transcends. It ripples through everything that you do. So by incorporating self-care practices into your routine, it's going to help you create that balance. And remember, this isn't a luxury. It's a necessity for you to grow, to develop, to be the best version of you. So whether it's exercise, whether it's journaling, or simply just unplugging for a while, taking care of yourself ensures that you are showing up as your best self. And that's both in business or career and in your personal life. So think of it as sharpening the saw. You can't keep cutting if the tools that you're trying to cut with aren't sharp. If they're dull, you just can't do it. It will not work. The same goes for you. So it's all about balance. It's not about achieving one massive goal after the other. It's about building a sustainable way of living and really giving yourself space to enjoy life, to relax, to connect with yourself and with others. So, if you're listening right now and you've been caught in this whirlwind of nonstop hustle, this is your reminder to pause and to reflect. And I'm saying that from somebody that struggles with this herself. So what I'm sharing with you now is what I try to do in my personal life. And again, it's something that I have to continually work on because it's easy to just let it slip by, to not focus on yourself. But when you focus on yourself, you achieve so much more. So remember that sustainable success comes from balance between growth and well-being. It's not about how much you can do. It's about how well you're balancing your business, your career with your personal life. So take that time to rest, set those boundaries that protect you and your personal space, and prioritize your self-care as you would any meeting or any goal that you're working towards. Now that's all for today. I really hope that you found this episode helpful. If you have, please subscribe and share it with somebody else that you find would potentially see this as a benefit to hear. Because again, we've all been there. We know how stressful life can be and how balancing a million and one things can cause you to feel overwhelmed, stressed, and like you're not doing enough. But if you give yourself that balance, if you take that time for yourself, you can succeed on a whole new level.